If you're a high-earning Filipino professional who wants your personal money to finally match your career, this is the episode to watch this week. In my client work, I've seen that strong income isn't the issue. The missing piece is a clean foundation that turns paydays into progress consistently. Your work runs on targets and timelines, but at home, the money can still feel reactive. Goals are fuzzy, the budget is ad hoc, and where did it go? Months still keep showing up. Here's the reframe that fixes it. The gap isn't knowledge, it's architecture. Put your top priority goals first and a simple cash flow design around them second, and the rest of the system starts behaving. It's actually that simple. Here's what we'll do together today. We'll shortlist 3 to 5 real goals and convert them into a 5-bucket cash flow view that actually funds them. You can follow along in a notebook. Spend an hour tightening this foundation now, and you'll make faster, calmer decisions for years. Fewer leaks, fewer missed trade-offs, more momentum toward what matters to you. The win for you here isn't a prettier budget app. It's your priorities moving forward on purpose month after month. Quick checkpoint. Before you add one more peso to your goals bucket, grab my free Insider's Insurance Audit Playbook. It's a 60-minute checklist for you to reduce your insurance premium costs without losing cover so that you can free up investable cash for your goals. Link is in the show notes or in the description below. Anyway, back to our discussion. You see, the real gap isn't knowledge. It's architecture. Here's what I see with high earners. You already know the basics. Save, invest, insure yourselves, have an emergency fund. What's missing is architecture. At your work, strategy comes first, then your budget, then execution. But with personal money, most people start with products and random moves. Kapag may extra cash, sige, invest. Kapag may bonus, sige, travel. Kapag may agent, sige, bilhin ng policy. Pag may banker ka, sige, time deposit. And later, you ask yourself, wait, bakit parang walang growth? So what we're building today is a professional-grade money system with coherent goals, a cash flow architecture that serves those goals, and simple decision rules that remove guesswork. Quick scan as you listen. Can you explain your top 3 to 5 goals and how your monthly cash flow supports them? If not, that's the gap we're closing today. What does a professional-grade money system look like? In one line, integrated, not scattered. Savings, insurance, investments, and buffers exist for named goals, not because someone sold it to you or it looked good at the time. Trade-offs become conscious. You can say, we chose this car, this school, this condo, knowing what it does to your house goal or retirement timeline. And it feels calm, not hyper-optimized. This isn't about squeezing every peso. It's about knowing what you're solving for. So the next time you get a bonus or promotion, you already have a rule like X% goes here, Y% goes there, and Z% is free to enjoy. No guilt, no guesswork. That's the end state we're building toward. Now, step 1. You need to curate a short list of 3 to 5 real priority goals. Most high earners don't lack goals. You have goal overload. The house, upgrades, kids' education, travel, retirement, maybe a business, maybe early exit. And here's the truth. You can afford many things over a 20 to 30-year horizon, but you can't fund everything at once. So the work here is curation, not dreaming. Here's an exercise you can do even on a notebook. First, list everything first. On one page, write every money-related goal or dream you care about and don't edit yet. Second, bucket your goals by time horizon. You can have 3 horizons, 0 to 1 year, that's your short term, 1 to 5 years, that's your midterm, and more than 5 years from now, that's your long term. Just assign each item to a horizon and don't worry about exact years yet. Third, choose your shortlist. From that pile of goals, pick 3 to 5 you're actually willing to make trade-offs for in the next decade. And I like adding one honest line here. Inside our Beacon Financial Mastery program, we put numbers and dates here and force the right trade-offs. But even this curated list already changes how you see your money. If you do only this step today, you've done what a lot of high earners never do. You turned wants into priorities. And as you shortlist and set target percentages, don't let high insurance premiums steal momentum. Use the 1 hour insurance audit playbook to right size your insurance coverage, drop waste, and reroute your savings to your top goals. It's free. Grab it from the show notes and the description below. Step 2. Translate your goals shortlist into your cash flow architecture. Now, think of this not as a budget, but as your household capital allocation plan. And here's a simple 5 bucket model you can follow. The first bucket is operations. So money here will go to regular and fixed obligations that you need to operate in life, like housing, your utilities, family support. You get the idea. Second bucket are seasonal big expenses. I like calling them the seasonal bigs. These are predictable expenses, but they're not monthly, and they're usually sizable, like tuition or Christmas or birthdays. Third bucket are UBs, unexpected but inevitable expenses. So these are expenses that you know they're going to happen, but you don't know when they're going to happen. Like that next car repair or home repair, that device replacement, maybe some minor healthcare expenses, some of you even pet care. Fourth bucket are your goals. Everything that funds your shortlist. Okay, so this is where investing goes, goal-based savings, buffers, etc. And fifth, the discretionary bucket. This is money you actually use for enjoyment. The key principle here is if your goals bucket doesn't reflect your real priorities, your system is behind your career, no matter how high your income is. Now, the doing part. This is important. Start with broad percentages, not specific line items. First, write down your total net household income. Second, just give a smart estimate in percent what currently goes to each bucket. Then ask the adult question. Given my shortlist, what should these percentages be? Remember, direction first, precision later. Start with target percentages, then move toward them gradually. For example, if your goals bucket is at 10% and your shortlist warrants 20%, plan a staged shift. Say 3% per quarter for the next 3 to 4 quarters. Then adjust the amount plus 1% toward goals every month and automating it if possible, and reducing discretionary or low priority line items by the same 1% each month. Doing that will make you feel progress without whiplash, and your cash flow will start reflecting your real priorities consistently. Fifth, make the targets stick. Quick reality check before we move on. Before we dive deeper into defense and deployment in the next episodes, pressure test your new architecture so it holds in real life. Think of this as a lock-in pass for step 2. So let's spot and fix any leaks so your plan actually holds. You see, leaks aren't about irresponsibility. They're about an unstructured system competing with your busy life. So use these 2 fast checks this month. Diagnostic number 1, would I still commit? Look at your 3 to 5 biggest monthly outflows. With your shortlist in mind, would you still commit to each one today at the same level? Anything that's a clear no becomes a reallocation plan to other things, especially your goals shortlist, over the next 6 to 12 months. Diagnostic number 2, the 1 guardrail rule. Pick one rule that protects your goals percentage. Some examples are, we should have no lifestyle upgrades unless we're hitting the goals percentage for 3 straight months. Or any salary or increase in bonus, at least 50% of that goes to the shortlist. Those quick rules really help. And once your shortlist buckets and these guardrails are in place, you're not guessing anymore, you're designing. That's why this series goes deeper into the defense and deployment layers, things like insurance, buffers, and where to put extra cash. Because when your priority goals and cash flow architecture are locked, those optimizations finally move the needle. If cash still feels tight at this point, it may be your insurance premiums are eating the budget. Download my 60-minute Insider's Insurance Audit Playbook and unlock investable cash today without reducing protection. Get the link to the free guide in the show notes or in the description below. Let's land this with something you can apply today. You don't need a 20-tab spreadsheet to feel in control. You need 1 page you actually understand and look at. Open up a notebook or notes app or spreadsheet and draw 4 boxes. On the top left quadrant is your shortlist. List your 3 to 5 priority goals with rough amounts and time horizons. Keep it simple and honest. Don't overthink it. On the top right, write down your current allocations. Write your current percentages for the 5 buckets. What goes to operations, how many percent to seasonal bigs, to ubis, to your goals, and to discretionary spending. Having a ballpark there is fine. At the bottom left quadrant, you have your target allocation. Define, in other words, what you want those percentages to look like 12 to 18 months from now. This is the architecture you're aiming for. And finally, on the bottom right quadrant are your first moves. Note 2 to 3 concrete decisions you'll start this month, like one expense or commitment you'll gradually right size over the next quarter, or one guardrail rule that protects your goals percentage, or maybe one immediate bump to your goals bucket, even if it's just plus 1 to 3% starting next payday. If you do just this one-page exercise, you're already running your money more intentionally than most people at your income level. And you'll feel the calm that comes from having architecture, not guesswork. If this video helped you see your finances more like a strategy problem and less like a pile of random decisions, consider subscribing on YouTube or following the podcast for more conversations like this. Also, we're putting every episode in this series in one place, the Optimization Deep Dives playlist. You'll find the playlist link in the description if you're on YouTube or in the show notes if you're listening in on the podcast, so you can go through the series in order and come back anytime you need a reset. In the next episode, we'll talk about insurance optimization because a lot of high-performing professionals are paying sizable premiums across multiple policies, but they're not sure about overlaps, gaps, or whether the setup still fits their life today. I'm Mon from Beacon Wealth Advisory, and I'll see you in the next episode.